So this is a day out to Craigtoun Country Park in Fife near St Andrews, and we've got the old Daimler, I believe it's a CVG 6 with the pre-select gearbox. So I'm not driving it in the passengers, so I spare me the chore of driving that, because it would not be like driving a modern bus, the ones I'm used to, which is fully automatic transmissions. But I can assure you, these are old school buses, spring suspension. You feel every bump in the road, you'll feel. So here's a wee bit about the bus. I'll give you a bit of the information about it. We're just stopped at the Shell for fuel. It's got to get fueled up. CVG 6, Echo Camel bodywork. So there's a motor show on today for the May 2024 event at Craigtoun Country Park. It's like a classic vehicle show, and our Daimler CVG 6 will be contending in it as well. So once it gets fueled up, I'll get footage of it whilst it's being driven in towards Dundee, and I'll get footage of the event as well. But before I do, I'll show you inside. The cab. Now, as I say, it's a pre-select gearbox. It's got a rat-shaped handbrake mechanism. That's the gear change pedal, and where the clutch would be, it is a semi-automatic. It's no, I'm trying to climb in this, it's blooming difficult, so I'm not going to. It's just so awkward. Although I probably could. Sure, getting in there for somebody misses, it really is difficult. I'm used to just hopping in a cab and the inside, you know, the engine at the rear, it's so easy, but this is a chore to get in, like, oh gosh, I couldn't handle that every day. Yeah. But I'll jump in the cab and show you what it's like. It's a gym exercise just getting in here. So this bus was stored at the Transport Museum, the Dundee Transport Museum, for a while. I think it celebrated its 65th birthday. Oh, a couple of years back. I've done a video on it actually. I'd have to look back on my channel. But anyway, this is what it's like inside the cab. It's certainly very old school. Very, very old school indeed. So that's your heater. As you say, that's the handbrake. It's not air brake, it's handbrake. I think that's vacuum brakes on them. I'd have to check. Double check on that. That's the gear shift. So for a pre-select, you would select your gear, and then when it's time to change gear, you depress the pedal. And your usual, that's your accelerator, that's your brake. Your indicators are there. I think that's them anyway. Yep, that'll be them there. Not touching anything. That's your wipers. Periscope for looking upstairs. Be your lights for that, and the bell, 3 beller, one bell to stop, 2 bells to go, 3 bells mean it's a full load, because obviously these were conductors that were operating the bell, taking fares, and the driver had his own wee space here. That's and it's a metal steering wheel. So yeah, it's very old school indeed. So, very old school. I think it's filled up, so I'm going to just nip into the toilet because we'll be going away shortly. But I'll get footage on the drive. So being a backloader, of course, it's very much the old school way of things. That's the bell for your conductor to operate. 1 to stop, 2 to go, 3 for full bell. Footage here. This is the lower saloon. And footage of the upper saloon. So it's very narrow, very. Oh, I'll get some footage. It's a way to set off. And this is great, this upper open plan. You'll not get that in the Hosen bus these days. Not even the Boris Masters like that. And we are off. Oh jeez, I forgot how bumpy this was. I mean, this is super bumpy. Exaggerated. That's what bumpy is, and this is on the A90. This is solid suspension. It's leaf springs. This is an A road, and it just shows you just how bumpy it really is when you're in an old bus. That'll pick up every bump. This is A90, not the A90, and I'm not kidding you. This is really, really bumpy. That's no exaggeration. Upstairs on it. Now it is an old bus, it's nearly 78 years old, so it's got up a slight incline, but it's dumped about, I don't know, 20, 30 mil an hour. It's an old bus. So whenever, I mean, nowadays, modern buses and that have got turbo intercoolers. These are just straight 6 aspirated buses, the aspirated engine doesn't have a turbocharger. I think it might be a Daimler engine, a Gardner maybe as well. Either a Daimler or a Gardner engine, I'd have to check on that. There is a Daimler CVG 6 model. It's got light bulbs rather than light chips, it's school light bulbs. So I'll get some more footage of it when it's in Dundee, because I'll get to hear it going through the gearbox. At the moment it's just on the 90, it's just a straight route, so there's not really any gear changes as such. So once it's in the city and it's going through the gears, I'll go on some of that downstairs, get some of the engine sound feel. You're better off putting a set of headphones on or playing it through an amplifier to get the best sound. If you're just listening to it through the mobile phone, the speaker won't be able to reproduce all the frequencies that the engine makes. So you won't hear it as much, but you want to get all the exhaust sound and everything. It's better putting a set of headphones on or play it through a surround sound system, an amplifier, so you get all the frequencies. The microphone will pick the noise up, but it needs to replay it back through something so you can appreciate what it sounds like. So it's back in its home city now, and I'm going to get the footage of it as it goes through the gears from the traffic lights on the Forfar Road. And Finchley, that's the housing scheme we just passed. And I'm sure this bus would have saw that when it's in its time in service with Dundee. So we're just waiting at the lights, so I'll get the complete full gear change. Waiting on the lights to come on. It's just making the junction with the Kingsway, just up the F4 road. We're turning right onto the Kingsway, which is part of the A90 road. See if I could shoehorn myself towards the front, get a view of the driver's car. It's a bit difficult because there's stuff there, but I'll see what I can do. Just to shoehorn myself to the front, and it's a bit of a climb, but I got there, so I'll get a view of the gear changes. No power steering or anything like this. Air suspension, power steering, turbocharged intercooler, electric, I just flick the indicators, the intermittent wipers, all the bucks it is. You look at this, it's a show like one driver in these things. Yeah, I don't realise how lucky we are after the mods and stuff. And I heard the story about the gear shift. He's stopping for the gear pedal. If you don't depress it properly, it comes right back up again, and it could hurt your leg. So the gear change shift, when you pre-select it, so I was trying to get that, but it was difficult because it's blocked with the view. But the gear change pedal. If you miss that or mistime it, it could break. It could actually hurt you. All about timing it properly. So, as I say, I'll just stick me pressing the button and you get fully automatic gearbox will do me. It's like the old gearboxes you get in the old vehicles, crash gearboxes and that. Before the invention of synchronisers and boggins, all the modern cars manual. I've got synchronisers, which means you can just change gear nice and easy. But the old school cars, you have to time it, double clutch it and all that. But I suppose in the day that's what it was like, you know, you just take it for granted what it was like. Story that my dad remembers, because this was around when my dad was, he's lived in Dundee all in his life as well, and he remembers these buses. He remembers the bell housing down there. In the winter, you could sit in the front to get heat off the bell housing. And this is the bell housing that he was talking about on his wee heater. Well, the air would probably come out there. It's warm. So I remember my dad telling me that he would sat near the front in the cold winters. You can imagine what it would be like in the winter when you'd be a back loader. Freezing, so everybody would be making it out the front to get the heat off that. So we're going to be going to the Transport Museum, I think, and we're meeting folk there, other vehicles, and then we're heading to Craigtoun Country Park. So while we're stopped here, just going to get some pictures of the bus in its home city again, Dundee. I thought I'd take this opportunity to get a picture of the bus while it's waiting. A nice view from the Strathmartin roundabout. The bridge maybe over the Kingsway at Strathmartin. So ensure the bus will have saw that when it's here, because this was built back then. So. So you probably know I like lorries as well, so there's a big lorry going past, to try and get that in on the footage also. So I might make the video into two parts, because the first part will be about the bus. The second part will be at the actual Craigtoun Country Park vintage vehicle event. So there'll be two, the video might be too long to do it in a winner, so I may split it into two parts. Part one will be about the trip and about this bus. Part two will be when it's at the actual, when in there at Craigtoun. So. I'm going to make that as a selfie. That's quite a nice selfie shot. I think I'm going to be able to do that now. So we're just waiting on John, and once we get going, I'll do some recording and that, and make a video of this bus. I think probably, as I say, I'll split it into 2 parts. Just see how it's like, see what it's like. But we're just waiting at the moment. It won't be too much longer, I would have thought, and we'll get heading to the Craigtoun Country Park. And that was a wee bit of under footage for you. If you're like me, I like to know how things work. I like to see the mechanical engineering side of things regarding the buses and that. And I got a wee bit of footage for you on the underside as well. So while we're waiting, I thought I could just get some footage underneath as well for you. We're back on the move again. I'm going to get some footage. I'll try and get the gears, but it's blocked a wee bit. I can't really get a view of the gears. One of the buses that I drive to explore Dundee, which is originally, if you went way back, was this bus was owned by Dundee Corporation. pretty sure it's vacuum brakes on this as well. That's the hill turn. We're actually going down the Dens Road, well, Mulgar Crescent and on the Dens Road. An Enviro 400 MMC. Oh no, I tell a lie, that's an Enviro 400, not the MMC, that's just Enviro 400. It's coming up on the one. Second hand buses from London, he swear. Best as I could, but it's a bit difficult. It's just where the seat being there is blocking the view of the pedal. Gear selector's pre-selected, so when he's ready to actually engage that gear, we'll just use the pedal. You can see him pressing the gear pedal. He selects the gear, then presses the pedal when it's time to engage the gear. So he selects the gear he wants with the handheld lever, and when it's time to engage it, he presses the pedal. I dare say it'll take a lot of practice to be able to do that. It's East Oxley's is down there, the East Oxley bus depot. You won't see it because of the trees, but it's down there anyway. Well, maybe we're going to Dundee Transport Museum, but they're not. Just going straight there. So I'll get footage going over the bridge, over the Tay Bridge. Oh, what a climb that was. Just get out of the front seat. Now we're going over the Tay Road Bridge now. We have footage for you. It's not the best weather, unfortunately. Coming into Fife now. Just coming into the Scottish region of Fife. That's a nice view of Dundee from it. It's a pity about the weather, but they're currently doing a lot of roadworks on the Tay Road Bridge. They've closed the whole lane off to get the work done. That's why we're going round the roundabout this way. With a lot of roadworks. Coming into Lookers in Fife. Came through Guard Bridge, we're just leaving Guard Bridge. Turned off the road and we're turning up right onto this road here that's leading towards Craigtoun. There's another classic car on its way to the classic car show. here we are at the Craigtoun Country Park. So, we've more or less arrived at the park. It's been this vehicle show. Got a big golf course here as well at Craigtoun, and there's what? That was speed bump. Yeah, it's got a great big golf course here as well. It's got a lovely garden, but unfortunately the weather's not that great. It's got a big mansion house here as well. We're just basically getting checked in. The event starts at 10 o'clock. We've actually arrived a minute or two before 10 o'clock. So it's from 10 till 4, it's a good 6 hours. So just getting the bus checked in, it's got to get all checked in. So I think we've probably arrived amongst one of the earliest. So what we're doing is we're just checking. We've stopped here at the moment because we've got to check for the height, for the trees. It's been a while since we've had a double-decker bus down the road. That's where the other vehicles are. But at this stage we're just sort of going to leave the bus there at the moment, and we're going to have a walk down the road just to see what the clearance is like for the branches and stuff. And if it's okay, hopefully it will be, we can get the bus right down amongst the rest of the vehicles. That would be nice. Yeah, I'll get you down. Yeah, see what it's like. So we're just assessing the trees and that first. So the height of that tree could be a problem. It may not get under that because the grass is muddy. It's slippy, the bus will stick, you know, get stuck in the mud, and these trees may pose a problem. It's hard to tell what we're doing. We're just sort of deciding what's the best way of going about this. So we're really kind of not sure. I mean, we could still get down to the vehicles that are walking down, but unfortunately the problem with the double deckers and these low branches, you know. But we're going to check just to see what's what like. I think I'm actually almost certainly going to do this in a two-part video. The first part will be the trip about the bus, and then the second part will be the actual being here at this event, because there is a lot to see here by the seams of it. Yeah, come up from another way. Morris 1000. Morris Minor. So that is my favourite, one of my favourite classic cars, the Capri, the Ford Capri Mark II. I liked them. And back in the 80s, I remember those. There's another one. Lovely cars. We've got the Mark II Escort. That was at Lotharmond last time, I think. I can't remember. Another bus there, single decker. There's a single deck bus over there, but of course being a single decker doesn't have the height issue that a decker has. There's these fire engines. So it's the Rotley Club of Killarymount St Andrews. So yeah, I think this I'll make this part 2 because I've arrived. So part 1's a bus trip here. I'm not. I don't know if the bus will get to actually next to the other vehicles because of the height. It's difficult. Fire engines. So,
but you don't fall to the cut, it just needs people need to know where they're going, how they're going to do it for the next one. We've got
well, that's one of my favourite cars, the Volvos. I like the big tanks. The 460 was my favourite back in the 90s and that, early 90s. Yeah, that's the 940, I think, the 740. But it's an F-Reg 1988-89. This is a Morris 1300, is it, or 1100? I'm not sure just which. Could be a 1300 Morris, automatic as well, and it is a 740 Volvo, nicknamed the Tank because it was built solid and it looks quite solid as well. I'll look around and get some photos and footage of all the other areas about here as well, see what else is turned up. Oh, that's a smart machine, this one, quite nice. MG Club.
yes.
I think that's an old Volvo. Our plan, we're going to get the bus into near the building. There's a different route in, but we're not, I don't know how close, we're going to get a bit closer to what we already are. So we're just going away to move the bus, and once we've parked up we'll continue on going round here and have a look around. Right, so we're going to get the bus, try and get it down one of these roads that come out by the big building down there, nearer the other vehicles. So there is a single decker down there, and it's a couple of fire engines, so hopefully we'll get the bus, the double decker, a wee bit nearer. It's looking quite good there at the moment. It's parked just in a nice, lovely photo location. Some good photos of it here, I think. There we go. So I'm going to jump on in a minute. I'm just going to get the footage as he's going round, just so you can hear what it's like. So it's very heavy steering on this because there's no power steering, it's just geared steering. You know, it's direct mechanical linkage, and it must be very heavy. We like going to the gym, doing a workout. So it's just basically turning here to go back up, and then we're heading down there, so it's got to do a 3-point turn, which is not easy with a heavy bus with no power steering. So it just kind of puts it into perspective just how hard it is to drive one of these things. I mean, I can see him wrestling with the wheel to get around, and it's not an easy task. And that's empty, by the way, an empty loaded bus. So you could appreciate just how hard it is. And it's the pre-select box, so he's got to select the gear and then kick the select pedal. Back in the days, that's what things were like. You just took it for the way it was. It wasn't any different. That's a wrestling exercise, that. As you go, I'm going to get the... Wait for me. like old times, I had to run for the bus. That's what it was like. You ran for it and jumped on as it was partly moving. So I just done it right here. So we're just heading nearer to that building, which will be a bit closer to the other vehicles. Well, I've got a wee bit closer anyway. There is actually a bus service that runs through the park as well by the looks of it. But that's the public car park for the country park, and that's where we've parked at the moment. So it's as close as we're going to get. At least people coming in with their cars will see the bus and they could come and have a look at it if they want. But the rest of the vehicles, the vintage rally, is just down there. So there's a height restriction. It's the height's the issue. The branches. I mean, you wouldn't get a double decker down the route that where the other vehicles got in, because of the, it would damage the trees and damage the bus. So it's not worth it. It's just the way it is. It's been ages since they've done a rally here with a double decker, so the trees have just grown to the point where it's just too low for the bus, unfortunately. But anyway, it's the way it is. So that's just the public car park there. So people will get to see it anyway, coming in at least. So we're still deciding. We might even get a wee bit closer here. Yeah, at least they'll see it when they come in. But we're going to have a look again and just, because we didn't want to take the bus down there until we know for sure. So we may still get it. We may still get the bus parked a wee bit closer yet. But we're just going to check the route ahead first.